We all thought at some point that all the Uchihas were killed off by Itachi, with Sasuke being the sole survivor. So now, imagine our surprise when we saw a new person named Shin Uchiha with a lot of Sharingan on his head. We then tend to wonder who exactly is this Shin Uchiha and how he was able to fight on par with Sasuke to some extent. In today's video, we would be looking at who exactly is this Shin Uchiha and his fight with Sasuke Uchiha in Boruto episode 20. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sasuke encounters Shin Uchiha and his sons as he investigates the mystery surrounding Sarada Uchiha's parentage, and this is because Shin claims to be Sarada's father, which sparks conflict and confusion. Realizing Shin's dangerous intentions and his use of Sharingan, Sasuke engages him in combat. After his first battle against Sasuke in the 7th Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village, Naruto Uzumaki, Shin operated on himself and used one of his clones as a mere organ donor. When Shin was trying to flee from Sasuke and Naruto, he tried kidnapping Sarada. His plans were ruined when Sakura pushed Sarada away from harm's way and was teleported with him instead of Sarada. At first, he kept Sakura captive while he performed surgery on himself. As it turned out, Sakura was just playing along to get intel out of Shin. Shin and Sakura then engaged in a battle in which Sakura had somewhat of an upper hand. Shin managed to get an advantage and was about to land a fatal blow when Sasuke interfered and saved Sakura. During the fight between Sasuke and Shin Uchiha, we see Sasuke showcase his strategic brilliance, analyzing Shin's moves and countering them effectively. He also displayed his exceptional skills in taijutsu, genjutsu, and ninjutsu, launching devastating attacks against his opponent. Looking deeper into Shin's life, we can see that he had a very twisted ideology about the Uchiha clan and life. Shin Uchiha is portrayed as a mysterious figure who seeks to carry out his own twisted vision of the Uchiha clan's revival. He was a former test subject of Orochimaru, and after developing a fixation on the Uchiha clan, more specifically Itachi Uchiha, he took the Uchiha name for himself and severed ties with Orochimaru, taking his sons with him, which are basically small clones of him. Believing that peace was a detrimental to human evolution, Shin began a plot to revive the Akatsuki so that the ensuing conflict would be a catalyst to further his beliefs. As we earlier mentioned, Shin was one of Orochimaru's experimental test subjects and followers, and he also possessed a unique genetic makeup that allowed the Sannin to perform and succeed in various genetic experiments, including cultivating permanent clones. Shin's ability could also be harvested, and Orochimaru did just that by taking Shin's teeth and nerves, which ultimately allowed Orochimaru to uncover the many secrets of genetics. Shin started staying with Orochimaru from a very young age and ended up spending most of his early years with him. He was literally raised by him, which left him with a somewhat limited understanding of the world and how it works, which is why he had a twisted personality. Despite being an expert in many scientific evolutions, Shin was a firm supporter of the notion survival of the fittest. According to him, an organism's lifespan has just two goals: to live and pass its gene to the following generation's offspring. Shin was a strong believer of natural selection, and from his perspective, the evolution of the human race was significantly influenced by conflicts and chaos. He despised peace because it made humans weak and wished to put an end to the time of tranquility, so that the weaker ones would be bred out while the stronger species will remain. He believed that if humans continue to live in peace, it would at the long run cause a demise of the human race at some point. Because he was obsessed with Itachi Uchiha, he began to imitate the Uchiha, adopting their surname and customary clothing, as well as numerous Sharingan which have been implanted all over his body. His Sharingan-embedded right arm was harvested by Orochimaru and transplanted to Danzo Shimura along with some of Hashirama Senju's cells. Sometime after this, Shin left Orochimaru's side and took most of his clones with him. Shin admired Itachi and harbored ill will against Sasuke Uchiha for murdering Itachi. Sasuke, in his opinion, represented the clan's disgrace and was a stain on the prestigious Uchiha name. To avenge Itachi, he desired to murder Sasuke, and in an attempt to catch Sasuke, he tried to kidnap Sarada Uchiha, Sasuke's daughter. Shin's signature ability is to implant Sharingan eyes into others, including himself. With this ability, he uses it to enhance his abilities and that of his sons, and also gain full control over them. Now, the big question that we tend to ask ourselves is, where the hell did Shin get all the Sharingans that he had embedded into his skin, even the Sharingans that his sons had? As we all know, Danzo, whose right arm was embedded with a lot of Sharingans, stole all of them, including that of Shisui Uchiha. But in Boruto, Sasuke and Sarada are the only surviving members of the Uchiha clan, so where did Shin get that many Sharingan to use? The answer is definitely from Orochimaru. Since he was a test subject of Orochimaru, he was given Sharingan and Hashirama Senju's genetic material. After having a Sharingan, the next question that bothers us is how did he manage to awaken his Mangekyo Sharingan? For a normal Uchiha to do this, the person must have lost someone close or dear to him. Or in the case of Sarada, loved someone dearly, but we all know Shin is emotionless even to his sons. We don't really know, we just know that in a way, he somehow managed to forge a Mangekyo Sharingan for himself. And this gave him the ability to have a vast and precise telekinetic abilities which was quite similar to Obito and Kakashi's Kamui. This allowed him to skillfully teleport objects and individuals across space-time. He could also manipulate objects around after placing a mark on them with his left hand. He did this when he manipulated scalpels around him to replace his hand. Shin could also manipulate massive structures, thereby effectively changing the terrain around them. Since Shin's Sharingan was implanted into him, he wasn't an original member of the Uchiha clan, and he had no Susanoo. Because even for Kakashi who had Obito's Sharingan Eye, he had no access to Susanoo. These are some fan-based theories about Shin. Some people suggest that Shin Uchiha may have a connection to Kaguya Otsutsuki, the main antagonist of the Naruto series. It speculates that Shin's experiments and his ability to implant Sharingan eyes may be a result of Orochimaru's research into Kaguya's powers and genetics. And also that there is a possibility of a hidden lineage or genetic link between the two characters. Shin Uchiha might also have a connection to the Otsutsuki clan. It speculates that Shin's experiments and his pursuit of power could be related to the Otsutsuki clan's desire for chakra and their involvement in the Uchiha's history. We all know that the reason why Sarada ran away from home was because she was questioning her parentage as she wasn't sure. She was kidnapped by Shin later on. Now, there are some theories in which some fans have speculated that Shin Uchiha could actually be Sarada's biological father, and it actually may not be entirely false. This theory suggests that there could be a twist in the story and also reveals that Shin is indeed related to Sarada in some way, possibly through a hidden sibling or a clone created from genetic material of Sasuke and Karin. Some fans speculate that Shin could be Itachi's illegitimate child or a clone created using Itachi's DNA. This theory, in a sense, adds complexity to the Uchiha family dynamics. Since we all know that Orochimaru's had a major involvement in Shin Uchiha's development, this particular theory proposes that Orochimaru may have manipulated Shin's past, memories, or even his abilities for his own agenda. As the Orochimaru we know in most cases does things that would end up benefiting himself. The theory goes on to suggest that Orochimaru's experiments and Shin's actions are a part of a larger scheme orchestrated by the former Sanin. We all know that the organization known as Kara plays a significant role in the Boruto series, and fans speculate that Shin Uchiha might have some connection to it. Some theories suggest that Shin could be an early member or affiliate of Kara, possibly working towards their goals or having a past association with their activities. Another theory explores the possibility of Shin Uchiha's redemption and eventual alignment with the main characters, as we all know that Shin had a warped ideology of life which drove him to what he eventually became. So it's speculated that Shin's defeat at the hands of Sasuke and his subsequent questioning of his beliefs might lead to his transformation into an ally. All these eventually happened. This theory went further to suggest that Shin could play a significant role in fighting against a greater threat or even aiding in the salvation of the Uchiha legacy. Some fans have theorized that Shin Uchiha might be resurrected or brought back to life in some form. This theory suggests that his story isn't over and that he may return with new powers or a changed perspective, playing a pivotal role in future events. Another theory proposes that Shin Uchiha may be a part of a larger organization or scheme beyond his own ambitions. Some fans speculate that he could be a pawn or a puppet for a more powerful figure manipulating events from the shadows. This theory explores the idea that Shin's actions may be a part of a grander plan yet to be revealed. Do you believe in Shin's theories about life? Do let us know in the comments section below. You can also go and watch our videos on how Sarada awakens her Mangekyo Sharingan, and also on Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan's power. Thank you for watching.